every time I press play or record. I think I inhale too deeply and cough attack every time. So sorry. What's up, beautiful people? I am Rain of Successfully Single Online, Successfully Single coach, author, and course creator. Welcome to, I call it free, Successfully Single Prep School Mentorship. And it's not free because it's for the free 99, which it is. It's actually free because it's freeing. This is what I use to create more peace in my life. And I think through everything, like my books, my courses, one-on-one coaching, that's what I sell, is peace. Because that's what it all helps you attain, is peace. Because that's what I needed in my life once upon a time, some peace. Okay, I want to dive right into it because I be talking and I don't want these videos to be too lengthy. So what we've been doing, or what I've done in the last video, is talk about week 1 of Successfully Single Prep School. We're going to get into week 2. Week 2, we're going to talk about, we're really just going to learn life, a little bit of learning life. So the first topic, I believe it was in Run Tell That, the live stand-up comedy movie, or whatever you show, Martin Lawrence did, and he said no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of life. I don't know why I can't talk, but excuse me. No one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of life. Yeah. No one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of life. I felt like you maybe needed to hear it again because there's so much comparison in the world. So much so that I just have to believe it's just what people do. It's just a human nature thing. We just compare. Why do they have that and I don't? I want that. They have that. Sometimes it's jealousy. Sometimes it's not. It's just like, why don't I have it too? Especially when you know a part of someone's story and you're like, I don't even do that. So why don't I have it? Why wasn't I blessed with it, right? People have different crosses to bear. No one is exempt of the trials and tribulations. With social media now, we see so much of people's life or what they would like to be seen that we begin to compare our lives to it, and it doesn't add up. And unfortunately, there's so many beneficial things to social media, and psychologically I think it can be damaging sometimes as well, though, because again, we're comparing ourselves to other people who we don't even know the ins and outs of their life, but we know what they show, and we don't have that, we don't see that. I tell you, I'm not gonna hold you. I see these people's houses and I'm like, yo, that crown every time. I don't care if I'm in somebody's live, if I'm watching somebody's video, baby, you in your house, I'm in the background. Look at that, that's cute. Look at that. Not even on no judgy type stuff, but I love the architecture of homes. I'm obsessed with like ownership, properties, and I'm just like, I would love that. I would love that for me. At the same time, I have no idea what these people had to go through to get what they have. I can sit here and say, I've done this and I've done this and I've done that, and they did it 10 times over. I can say, I've done this and I've done that, and I did it for 2 years and they did it for 10. Even if they did it for 1, you don't know what comes with that. You've yet to experience it. Everyone has their own journey. So on your journey, you're collecting a lot of experiences that you need to learn from, so that when you reach that thing, you can keep it. Because there's so many people who have attained what you may want and then lost it all. You don't say you want that life, do you? So on your journey, it's imperative to understand that the things we go through are meant to teach us. No one is exempt. Everyone goes through something. And then before you even seen them on the gram, on Facebook, on Snapchat, on any of these things, you don't know what that life was like. You don't know what their childhood was like, their upbringing was like. None of that. And we're very much, woe is me, oh, well, I did. Whole time you were blessed with so many things that some people were not blessed with. And you can say to yourself, they could have this if I could have that. And I promise you, you wouldn't want it if you knew. If you knew. I was recently talking to my best friend, and she was explaining something to me, and she's like, I know you're going to say that you just think it might have been better and it couldn't have been. And I'm very much like silver lining type of person, because I mean, it's all lessons, right? I don't believe I take L's. I'm going to win or I'm going to learn a lesson. So I'm going to win either way. Sometimes in life, we say, I wish this had went like that. I wish that had went like that. And we're always assuming, because we don't like where we are, that if it had gone this way, it would be better. But it didn't go that way. So you have no idea what it would have been like. It could have been worse. But we never think about that part. We never think how it could have been worse. It could have been worse. I remember I was listening to someone's story talking about how they were running late and this happened and that happened and that happened. But had they been on, and they were so frustrated, had they been on time, they would have been in that accident that was ahead of them. The reason they were late, had they been on time. And you would think, like, if I was, on time, if I was, you don't know what's ahead of you. You don't know. Sometimes running late is a blessing. Sometimes that, that setback is a blessing. It's always a lesson. It'll teach you something if you let it. So that's what that is. No one is exempt of the trials and tribulations of life. We all going through it. Everybody. Too many times, and I've said this, I've touched on it in the first video because it hurts my heart. Too many times, we see people who seem to be happy, and usually it's financial. Usually they have the money, and a lot of people think like you should be happy you have the money, and they're not. And unfortunately, they end up unaliving themselves. They end up harming themselves. They end up just truly displaying how unhappy they were. I seen this video and black men got a this tender heart. It's a spot in there right for him. I seen this video, and it was really a man just exhaling and like holding back his tears, and they were trying to come out, and the caption was something like, when you really realize that they didn't know how bad it was for you. People go through things every day and they're smiling and they're trying not to burden other people, or you can see them going through it. And I have a certain call to action with this one, but I want to say it's going to be two. Because first, I would like to encourage you to practice gratitude. Every morning, practice gratitude. When you wake up, thank God for 3 things. It don't matter if it's the same 3 things. But really understand that somebody didn't wake up, so you woke up. Somebody woke up blind, but you can see. Someone woke up deaf, but you can hear. It can be just those things. Practicing gratitude really puts you in a better mood to be intentional and enjoy your day. So, that's that. Going on to the next topic. You know what? I'm gonna read you something from Successful Single Prep School, because I think it may help somebody. So the first thing I'm going to read is a letter. Well, it's an apology. We don't always get that. We don't always get the apology from those who have harmed us, hurt us, created trauma in our lives. And I'm gonna read you this, and I really hope it helps. Okay? If I stutter and stumble, just rock with me real quick, okay? So I sincerely apologize. I thought that I would take this opportunity to sincerely apologize to you for all the pain that you have endured at the hands of others, whether it was emotional, sexual, physical, or mental. I so sincerely apologize from the center of me. For each late night you cried into your pillow, too strong to let anyone know you were in pain or needed comfort. For each morning you just wanted to stay under the covers and fade away. I apologize that he convinced you he was different and wanted the same things as you, only to lead you on and leave you feeling stupid for doing something as genuine as trusting someone. I apologize that they lied and convinced you that you weren't worth the best. I apologize that you were so hurt that you cried in the shower just so you could let it out and pretend like everything was okay all at the same time. I apologize that you were misunderstood and your kindness taken for weakness. I apologize that he thought it was his charm that made you an amazing, loyal, and loving woman instead of recognizing those were qualities you had before him, and he was blessed to have experienced them. I apologize that everyone thought because you were strong and you figured out a way to make sure everything got done that you never needed help, encouragement, support, or a break. I felt that. I apologize that you put others first and got put last. I apologize that you feel burdened and that the ones you do the most for make you feel guilty for not doing more. You handled it all with such regal grace, and I'm proud of you. Whatever apology connected with you most, I want you to continue to read it until you hear the voice of the person you deserve an apology from. I hope that didn't mess up my video. Because the sad truth is, you may never get a sincere apology, or you may never get a sincere apology or an apology at all from that person. But you must release that hurt and pain so that we can heal and be happy. Waiting for an apology that you may never get is like being infected with poison. I'm sure you've heard that before. It starts out as something small until it spreads, and before you know it, it's affecting other areas in your life, and it's hard to contain. I pray you receive and accept this apology. I've come to the realization and I've accepted that there are apologies I will never receive, that I am due. That's it. That's the sentence. There are apologies I will never receive that I am owed. But I also acknowledge that I cannot let that hold me back from being the woman I desire to be, from attaining the life I desire to have, from loving the way I desire to love, from supporting people like I desire to support them, from trusting people like I want to trust them. I have to be strategic and have boundaries and use discernment. Learn that which is learning from my experience. But I've accepted it. And in the call to action today, I hope that it will help you accept it too. So, that was that. I want to read one other part from the course. There's some other good stuff in here, but we're going to focus on this last part. Did I say I wanted to read this whole thing to y'all? No, I'm not going to read all. Well, the video is going to be a little lengthy. Hope it's helpful. Glad it's, pre-recorded. You can fast forward when you need to. Hope you don't miss what you need. So this section is called, They Got You Messed Up. Literally. I'm going to just read it. I was going to go into it and explain it. But I'm going to just read it. And I'm pretty sure I'll put everything in there. So, be patient with me. Well, you know what they say. They say all men cheat. They say it's too hard. They say it's not possible. They say you're too old. They. Who in the heck is they? They are people who think they know everything but attempt to do nothing. They have all the information to give ever so convincingly, yet none of the experience. If you listen to they, You will give up on your dreams before you even plan them out. I want to stop right here to say, if you struggle with setting boundaries, if you struggle with moving on, if you struggle with people telling you that you need to forgive someone, or that this is just, no, if you struggle with people telling you this is how life is, how about that? If you struggle with people telling you, yeah, that happened to me too, yeah, my family like that too, yeah, my man do that too, but you are unhappy with that, please understand. I may read this after I say it, but please understand. Some people just tell you what they know to be true. That does not mean that you have to be okay with their version of life or how life is supposed to go. You are the main character of your life. This is your story. You get to write it. You get to erase parts. You get to do that. They have their life, you get to have yours. And if you're not okay with it, even though they may not mean you harm, you don't have to accept it or listen to it, okay? Where was I at? One of the reasons we're so lost and unfulfilled nowadays is because too many of us believe what they say without doubt or question. That was me. Unfortunately, they did not consider who God is and the fact that you have a mind and journey different from theirs. What's also unfortunate is that too many times we listen to them and allow their views to become our own. That sometimes looks like staying in a situation because you think this is life, and you don't see a way out. So, have you seen Medea's family reunion? I'm going to just speak on this part. I'm not going to read this because I know what I'm getting to here. So, Medea's family reunion, right? If you haven't seen it, there's this part in the movie, spoiler alert, it's years old, usually when there's this part in the movie where the daughter is having lunch with the mom, and the daughter tells the mom, this man is putting his hands on me. And the mom says, well, what are you doing to make him do that? You gotta stop doing that. Can you imagine confiding in the person who you know to keep you safe, your parent who's always supposed to have your back, like protect you, and them telling you like you're doing something wrong, and that's why he's putting his hands on you? And that was a real pivotal moment for her, because that shaped her decision to continue on with her relationship. And what we didn't know yet was that even though her mom looked like she living a lavish life and she's happy and all these things, and she was fighting her own inward battle because of her history of abuse. It's not that they are always bad people with bad intentions. They could be loved ones who really want to protect you from the pain they experience, but just don't know any better. You can't teach someone else what you don't know, but you can lay your fears, burdens, and shortcomings on them. I apologize for the ones who taught you to live in fear and develop limiting beliefs as well. Sometimes you have to realize they simply don't know it all. They just do a really good job at appearing to. I find that people who don't know for sure are like, they have the most confidence when they speak. And it's like, you ever did this? No, I ain't did it before, but okay. Well, what if I go this way? Well, I've never went that way, but all right. I mean, they tend to be the loudest. They have the most confidence, and they're the most convincing. And it's like, I need you to stand on your own 10 toes. Because I would hate for you to be convinced of something that can really be so traumatic and impactful in your life, and it be the wrong thing for you. So let me wrap this up with a call to action. My call to action, not only with practicing gratitude, is writing a letter. So I said you it's beneficial for you to release that pain because you may never get that apology. Write it out. You have your journal now, right? Write it out. Write it out to that person, to those people. And just speak your truth. I ain't saying you ain't got to end it with I forgive you. If you don't forgive them, you don't. That's on your own time. But we're going to keep growing and healing. We're going to heal. Forgiveness or not, we're going to heal it. We're going to feel it so we can heal it. We're going to do that. So I encourage you to write a letter to whomever you feel needs to hear it. You don't have to share it with them. You don't have to send it out. That letter's for you. So be raw. Be real, be honest. And that's it. This is the video longer than the last. I just can't stop talking. But I hope it's helpful. If you're liking this content and you want to dive into it yourself, this is Successfully Single Prep School. I'm going to take it down off of my Teachable school, but it's presently still available at SSPS.teachable.com. That's SSPS, stand for Successfully Single Prep School, SSPS.teachable.com if you want to enroll in it while it is still available. All right. It's only the second video, but if this is hard, I just want to remind you that you can do hard things. All right. God bless you. Bye-bye.